there is the three theories of motivation that usually people use to explain how people have motivation and how motivation affects our behavior. So in this second section, we are going to discuss on some other theories, concepts and principles which are related to motivation and applicable in our everyday life. Okay, so here in this section, we are going to discuss 4 more aspects and theories of motivation in our everyday life. First, we are going to look at one of the most famous theories of motivation which are introduced by Abraham Maslow. Okay, we are going to discuss Maslow hierarchy of human needs. And after that, we're going to look at self-determination theory, and then followed by intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. And at the end of this part, we are going to discuss about self-regulation. Okay, first of all, Maslow hierarchy of human needs. Abraham Maslow proposed a hierarchy of needs that human must satisfy in sequence. First, human beings need to fulfill their physiological needs that fulfill their hunger, for example. So this is the part that first and foremost everybody need to fulfill their physiological needs. Then later they can move to look to fulfill their safety needs. And if they are able to create sense of security in these safety needs, then we will move to fulfill and to look after love and belongingness, to establish relationships, to have a family, okay, to have intimate partners. So here the third levels of needs which will drive us, which will serve as an important motivational factors. And after that, if we are able to secure the sense of belongingness by having have a warm and love relationships, we will be able to establish our self-esteem. And in order for us, if we are able to fulfill our esteem needs, we will be able to achieve the highest levels of needs, which Maslow regard as self-actualization. So self-actualization is the motivations to develop one's full potential as a human being. So it's considered as the highest and the most elusive of Maslow proposed needs. So according to Maslow, being able to fulfill our potential as human being, to be the best version of yourself is self-actualizations. So whenever people talk about Maslow hierarchy of needs, people always explains through this pyramid, okay? So where the highest level of needs, the strongest aspect of motivation is to achieve self-actualizations, to be able to fulfill our potential, to be the best version of ourselves. But in order to do that, we must fulfill the lower level of needs first, which is physiological needs, safety needs, love and belongingness needs, as well as self-esteem need. Okay, we have come across a lot of aspects that apply self-actualization and Maslow hierarchy of needs, including in consumer behavior. Okay, next aspects and theories of motivation that are highly applicable in our daily life is self-determination theory. So self-determination theory asserts that all of us have 3 basic needs, okay? 3 innate organismic needs. Everyone have this need, namely competence, relatedness, and autonomy. We are going to look into more detail on these 3 basic needs. The main point here that we need to pay attention is if we are able to fulfill all of these 3 needs, competence, relatedness, and autonomy, if we met all of the requirement of these 3 needs, we would be able to go for growth and fulfillment. Okay, all of us have the capacity, have the talents, have the potential for growth and fulfillment. But the conditions to that is we must fulfill our basic needs: competence, relatedness, and autonomy. So like I mentioned, these 3 basic needs, competence, relatedness, and autonomy, everyone have it. But under competence as well, there are two other sub-concepts, which are self-efficacy and mastery. So let's look at it one by one. So competence is involved fulfilling or establishing self-efficacy and mastery. Okay, competence also related to expectancy for success. So what is self-efficacy? Self-efficacy is individual belief that we have the competence, we have the ability to accomplish a given goal or task. Okay, so it's highly related to our confidence that when people give you assignments, when people give you targets, when people give you KPIs, you have the belief in your own self that you have the competencies, you have the abilities to accomplish, to complete, to fulfill those given tasks. Okay, with self-efficacy also comes mastery. Both are related to competence. Mastery is the sense that you can gain skills and overcome obstacles. Okay, so it goes hand in hand, work together with self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is our ability to accomplish, to complete tasks. Okay, in order to do that, we also have the belief, we also have the tendency, when people give tasks, we know that we are going to face challenges, we are going to face difficulties, we are going to face problems. But by having mastery competence, we know that we will be able to overcome all of those problems, all of those difficulties and challenges, and we will be able to gain and establish new skills. So that's why competence are related to expectancy for success. People who have competence needs, they are expected to be successful in their tasks, okay, in their everyday life, in their work, in their academic, in their career. Okay, that is the first basic needs of human being, which is competence. The second basic need is relatedness. Okay, relatedness is the need to engage in warm relation with other people. Okay, the needs to establish that we are basically have partners, have life partners, to establish that we have intimate partners, we have our own family. So all of those are related to the second basic of human needs, which is relatedness. Okay, and according to some psychologists, this relatedness is considered as the strongest human motivator. Okay, to be accepted, to be acknowledged, to be included in someone else, in our partner's inner circles, so that we are not living alone. Okay, the third basic needs under self-determination theory is autonomy. Okay, what is autonomy? The sense that we are in control of our own life. So we are not dictated. So we are not being overruled by other people. Okay, not by our partners, not by our parents, not by our teachers, not by our surrounding. So basically, we have full control of our own decision, our own directions. So this autonomy is considered as key aspect of feelings that we or our behavior is self-motivated and our behavior emerge from a genuine interest. Okay, so this is autonomy. So these three things, autonomy, relatedness, and competence, are the three basic needs of human being. So according to self-determination theory, if we are able to fulfill all of these three basic needs, we are able to develop growth and fulfillment. Okay, if you relate back to Maslow, if we are able to accomplish these three needs, we are able to achieve self-actualization. Another important applications of the concept of motivation in everyday life is types of motivation. Okay, which here we are going to discuss two types of motivation, intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. So what is intrinsic motivations? So by the name itself, it stands that it refers to anything internal. Okay, intrinsic motivation based on internal factors, okay, such as the three needs that we just discussed just now, okay, competence, relatedness, and autonomy, as well as curiosity, challenge, fun, responsibility. All of these are considered internal factors. So once our behavior are directed, our behavior are drive, our behavior are influenced by our internal factors. Okay, for example, you are so motivated to study psychology. Why? Because you want to help others. Okay, why? Because you feel the sense of responsibility. So this is considered as intrinsic motivation. So research has found that most of the time, people who have high intrinsic motivation, it will improve their performance. It will make them persistent, improve their persistence, improve their creativity, and even enhance their self-esteem. Okay, intrinsic motivations. Okay, on the other hand, besides being influenced, being driven by internal factors, human being can also be motivated or drive or forced by external factors. Okay, extrinsic motivation involve external incentive such as rewards and punishment. Okay, and research has found that most of the time, often, these extrinsic motivation are negatively related to positive work outcomes. Okay, means that if people only focus on monetary rewards, materialistic rewards, they in the long run will show negative work outcomes. Okay, performance, absenteeism, productivity, and extra. So in most of the times, people prefer to establish intrinsic motivation rather than extrinsic motivation. Another concepts which are applicable in our everyday life, another motivation concept is self-regulation. And most of motivators, okay, people who are trying to inspire others, people who try to apply motivation to motivate others, consider this is the successful pursuit of goals. Okay, so what is self-regulation? Self-regulation is the process by which an organism effortfully controls its behavior, okay, in order to pursue important objectives. The key point here is control. Okay, besides motivation, okay, we always hear people use regulation or self-regulation in terms of emotion. Okay, they are able to successfully regulate their emotions. Means that that person are able to control his or her emotion. Don't feel angry easily. Okay, don't demonstrate impulsive behavior or impulsive reactions. Able to control their happiness, not excessive sadness or happiness. So the key here is control. And one key aspect of self-regulation is to be able to receive and to get feedback. Okay, feedback from surrounding, feedback from significant others, feedback from parents, feedback from teachers, feedback from friends. So feedback will serve an important information for us to regulate our motivation. Why we need to regulate? Because we want to achieve our goals. Okay, if we don't have the feedback, we do not know what we are doing. Okay, how can we improve? How can we adapt and change the strategies, the actions to achieve our goals? Researchers has discussed on important qualities or important factors for people to have a good self-regulation, which is putting personal goals into action. Okay. However, in order someone to works on their ambition, works on their goals, they want to achieve their goals, it usually will be very challenging. Okay. Putting personal goals into action to execute our goals can be challenging. Therefore, researchers provide on characteristics of our goals, okay, so that we are able to strategize on to achieve our goal. For example, individual success improves when goals are specific and moderately challenging. Okay, means that if you want to establish goal-directed behavior in yourself. Make sure that you are be able to make clear of what is your goals. And your goal must be very specific. And usually the goals do not involve too much difficulties or problems or challenge, or too less challenge. Okay, this challenge should be at the moderate levels. Remember about Yerkes-Dodson law on the arousals, so it's a more moderately challenging. Okay, beside being specific and moderately challenging, people who want to achieve their goals, who want to have a directed behavior, a sustained, energized, directed behavior, they must be put on a proper plan. Okay, planning how to reach a goal. And another important thing about planning is to always monitor the progress. Okay, monitor the progress of our actions to achieve and fulfill our goals. Okay, monitoring progress are critical aspect of achievement. Okay, those are important factors, important concepts, important applications of motivation theories, concepts, and principles that are applicable in our everyday life. Okay, Maslow hierarchy of needs, self-determination theory, intrinsic, extrinsic motivation, and self-regulation.